Well, hey everybody, how are you? Happy, what day is it? Tuesday? So glad you're here with me. So thank you for being here live and also on replay. I appreciate you very much. Today we're going to talk about an important topic, and that is how to tell that your care about your mental health and your physical health is lacking when you are in the workplace, and it also personally when you're outside of the workplace. But I want to give you some indicators that you are lacking, just flat out taking care of yourself. Very important, okay? And I'll talk about some of the things I've done to change that in my own life. So here are some of the indicators. You are sick, tired, and stressed out. Number one. Number two, you feel like there are not enough days, not enough hours in the day or days in the week to get everything done. Number three, you are overworked or you feel overworked. Number four, you're having a devil of a time getting your work done. I have to say, though, a caveat to that in the legal field is we never get our work done. We get projects done, but we don't get all the work done at the end of the day. It's just ongoing. So don't ever think everything must get done by 5 o'clock. It's not going to happen. Um, Number five is that you don't honor self care for yourself, you honor it for everybody else in your life and you worry about them, but you don't honor it for you. You come last on that list. That has got to change in order to maintain good mental health, good physical health. You don't have to be last on the list for that, okay? Because otherwise you can't do anybody any good. All right, number six, you're feeling out of balance. Hi, Felicia. Yeah, I know. I was there too. And number seven, you feel relaxed and focused, and you're fine. So forget everything above. All right, so let me tell you, not a case study, but just a mini, teeny story. This person was at a corporate job as a staffer, as administrative assistant, loving her job, but soon discovered that there was a culture issue within the department she was in. And it turned out to be a terrible place to work. And that two of the people she worked for were horrible. And that every night that she would go home, she would be so stressed out that she'd go out and play with the dogs and, be with one of her daughters and um, trying to detox from the day. And that was going on day after day after day. And then finally, she had to take a good hard look at what she was doing to herself and why. Why was she doing that? To save face, to, not give up, not let go of this? For what? It was an abusive place. This woman was me. And this job was the job I had right before I went into legal and made that jump with zero education and zero, except for high school, and zero experience. So I jumped in. I was able to land a job. P.S. I was told that I wouldn't be able to do this. Okay? That I wouldn't be able to land a job in legal. Haha. So the self-care came in by making the switch to another job. But then I had to make sure that where I was landing was not going from the frying pan into the fire, so to speak, that I'm not going from one crazy place to a crazy place times 10. And yes, we all know those places. We've all experienced it one way or the other. Self-care is knowing how to make it less stressful. And I had to learn that in the legal field, that putting certain systems in place, and I teach this to my students in the Paralegal Inner Circle class. I teach them what systems to put in place to reduce that stress, to make sure you're right on task with everything, even if no one else in your law firm knows how to do it. Hi, Hygiene Care, how are you? Um, and so, do you have to put up with that nonsense? No, but you have to know the right questions to ask when you're interviewing. That's part of self-care. You have to know what systems to put in place so that you're not leaving work and going home and thinking about work after hours, including weekends. That is totally unacceptable. Never take a job where you're expected to be on call 24/7, to have a cell phone with you where they can call you at night while you're trying to eat supper, relax with your family, watch a movie, whatever you're doing, that there's no interruptions. That's a question to ask in the interview, by the way, heads up. Okay. So you have to take care of moi. I learned the hard way about that type of crazy workplace where two managers were horrific. Two were not, but two were horrific to deal with, and on many levels. And I learned a lot in that job, and I learned especially what not to accept. Okay. It was very much in a bullying type of, um, I don't know, the atmosphere was that of bullying. Okay. Unacceptable. Nope. So, should I accept screaming in the workplace? No. No. So, why would I accept that? Because of how I was raised, what I experienced, I was used to it. Nope, none of those reasons are acceptable. We can expect a better workplace, but we have to ask the right questions before we step foot in there. Now, it's kind of hard to tell if somebody's a screamer because they'll hide that, but you don't have to stay. I mean, I've faced that a couple times in my career. I don't stay because I will be worried that waiting for the other shoe to drop. Nope, that's part of self-care. You can't help if they're a bunch of bozos, but you don't have to put up with it. All right. So again, number one is you are tired, stressed out, sick a lot. That's an indicator. Number two, you feel like there are not enough hours in the day. Number three, you feel overworked. Number four, you're having a hard time getting your work done. Get used to not getting your work done if you're going in the legal field. But let me explain how I solved some of these problems. Number one, I do not like answering phones. Do I have to answer phones? Yes. But I can minimize how many calls I take. How do I do that? Well, I had a conversational relationship with a senior partner every single day. He would stop by the office. We'd talk about business. How did that happen? Well, he had worked in a similar field that my dad did. Once he found that out, we would talk about that. And I was raised in the grocery business, and he understood that business as a lawyer. He had been in it before being a lawyer. So we talked about that occasionally, but we would talk about running a business. He would talk about some of his worries. So I gave him some ideas. At first, one of the ideas, he was like, I don't know. He thought about it for a few days, came back. He said, let's do it. It was a very simple system that I actually invented, and so I'm not the only one that uses systems like these, but mine, I have it and I teach it in my class. Very simple. So he implemented that. Now, again, let's go back to the phones. I don't like answering phones. I have to answer phones because sometimes I'm the only one that can help the client. But in one law firm in Northern Florida, I suggested we hire a student from Florida State University. And that was poo-pooed. That idea was put down at first, but right away I said, let's listen for a second. And I had done this in another firm in Tallahassee, and it worked like a charm. I don't care if they're sophomore, junior, senior. I had 56,000 students, a high percentage I could pick from that were top of their class in business majors. And so we had cream of the crop coming to work for us. And so we hired somebody for more than minimum wage. We had lots of applicants, but only one job. And so we trained that person, totally, got what we were doing and had a good job and an easy job, really, where they could study on the job, no problem, just answer the phone. They could study on their free, in between calls and stuff. So it worked out great. That's a great solution. Not every lawyer is going to say, oh, that's fantastic. My senior partner didn't say it was fantastic. It actually, though, he accepted it almost right away. And so we solved a couple problems with putting an organizational system in place and a phone person in place to take some of it off us. Okay. Good portion of the calls had to be put through to the paralegal anyway, but we got off of these calls about what are your hours, that type of thing. So yes, that's self-care. That's self-care. You come up with solutions for streamlining things, and sometimes people won't listen to you. But in one of the systems, I didn't ask permission to do it because it was my responsibility to organize and keep track of everything regarding cases. So if I came up with a system, it wasn't going to hurt the law firm, it was going to make it better. And so, yes, I implemented it and I used it. And when my attorneys would call in, I had everything at my fingertips. I'm not running to the file cabinet to go pick out a file and waste their time. Time is money to an attorney. And it reduces my stress to have everything at my fingertips. So it's that type of stuff. That's self-care. And that's important. So your solutions that you come up with have value. It has total value. And paralegals are responsible for coming up with an inordinate amount of solutions to make the law firm run like a top. So I wanted to share that with you today. It doesn't matter where you work. Self-care is important. And you don't want to diminish that just because you're trying to break into the legal field and you feel desperate. You don't want to be in a desperate situation, okay? You want to get the work in the best place for you. And unfortunately, sometimes you get into the wrong law firm the first time around. That doesn't mean the whole career is down the tubes. It means that you have to be a better detective in the interview. And sometimes, even though you get into the wrong place. It's just the way life is. Okay, that's sometimes how you find out. But you do the best job you can in the interview. And that's part of what I teach you. So be sure that when January rolls around that you jump on board to the class. And you want to know more about it, get on the wait list at paralegalcoffeetalk.com. And it's called the Paralegal Inner Circle class. Okay. And you'll see testimonials there and all that. But go to that website, paralegalcoffeetalk.com, and get the complimentary items that are there for you. One is the 19 Alternatives Paralegal Careers List. You'll see that right at the top of the website. It is also, free chapter of my book, Legal Break-In, and the Goals Journal. Okay, so lots of information there for you to get for yourself, complimentary items, as well as get on the wait list for the next launch of the Paralegal Inner Circle class. And you'll find a whole page information about the class there. There is a class available now of 24 videos that is just for people who are job searching right now, or you plan to in January and you don't want to take the whole class. You can take this, all these videos are in the main class, but I'm offering part of the class right now. It's 3 different modules, and you'll see that under classes on the website. It's for people who are job searching and they want to land a job right now. This will help you greatly, and it's called the job search. class, okay, for paralegal, well, for people who want to be paralegals, okay? All right, so have a great day. Any questions, comments, post them below. And I will put a link as soon as I close this down to my website in the description box below if you need that for later on with this video. It's not under every video, but it'll be under this one. And so again, any questions, comments, post them. I would love to hear from you, or just say hello. Let me know what you think about the videos, if they have helped you. Lots of info. Remember, use a notebook when you're watching my videos here, especially to, I'm getting my notebook out here, which I have notebooks with me all the time, but a notebook to take notes while you're watching the videos, okay? All right, so have a great day. Thanks for being here live with me. And I'll replay, and I will talk to you in the next live video. Take care. Bye.